It is time for another PSA reveal. So we're going to go through all of the cards that we had graded with PSA and go through the scores that I gave them prior to sending them to PSA and see how that consistency is. All right. So let me pull that up. All right. So up first, we have Bobby Witt Jr. from the 2024 Topps Inception. It is his Immersion Blue Auto out of 25. So a nice little color match there. This one I scored a 9.5 on the centering, 9 on the surface, 10 on the corners, 10 on the edge for an average score of 9.6, which, would imply that PSA would give us a 10. For us, for our cards that are 9.6, we have a 72% gem rate. Only 2% of cards get lower than a 9. What do we get here? And that'll do. We will definitely take that. It's a 9.6, but hey, 10 there. We like that. That one is for Mr. Yates. Up next, we have a Chop Robinson. There were a couple of PC cards in this because normally if I'm if I'm sending something that I'm confident in it getting a 10, I'm going to send it if it has a 9.5 or higher when it comes to PSA. So up next is Chop Robinson on his 2024/25 Topps Chrome Football Orange Auto out of 25. This one I scored a 10 on the centering, 8.5 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, 10 on the edge for an average score of 9.5. And it gets a 9, which is right around, that 9.5 is where we kind of start getting a little bit closer to that 50-50 range. But all in all, a nice one. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention, this is our card and auto submission that we did. So I'm extra strict on the auto. I feel like it should be 100%. That you're going to get 10s on the autos. If you see any streaking or smudges or parts where the marker you can tell is starting to dry out, just don't send it in for an auto. There's no point. Only make sure you're getting a 10 on those auto grades. Okay, up next after that, we have Colton Cowser, 2024 Inception Green Patch Auto out of 99. This, I scored a 9.5 on the centering, 10 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, and a 10 on the edge for an average score of 9.8. We better see a 10 here. All right. I like that. That'll do. And up next, Cooper DeJean. I believe rookie on this one. Yep, 2024-25 Topps Chrome Football True Blue Auto out of 150. This one we scored a 10 on the centering, 9 on the surface, 9 on the corner, 9.5 on the edge for an average score of 9.4. This one was a PC card for Mr. Zelrick. So I'm expecting a 9, on it being a 9.4. Listen, we're not going to complain. We will 100% take the 10. We're going to take it, especially on a player like him. Moving on, David Wright, Chrome Black, Gold Mini Diamond Auto. This one was a 10 centering, 8.5 surface, 9.5 on the corners, and 10 on the edge. So we're at that 9.5 range, close to that 50-50, and we got a 9. Whoa, a little quick there. We get the 9 on that one. So 9-10, and that's the, when the auto is perfect, you got to love sending it in. It takes about a month longer right now. To get your card and auto grades back. Why? I don't know. Really, I guess their processes take longer. It's not like they need to go and authenticate the autos because Topps already does that, but whatever. They take about a month longer. But it's worth it because now instead of this card just being a 9, it's a 9-10. So it lowers the pop count on it as well. There's nothing that I think is like more of a bummer than seeing a card that's a PSA 10 and looking at the auto and the auto's perfect. It's like, well, you could have easily now gotten a 10-10 on that, lowering the pop count because it gets its own pop count, in instead of it being just the regular card grade. And up after that, this one's for me. This is the very first Derek Jeter auto that I ever pulled myself. Pulled it for Mr. Matt Holland, and he was so gracious to sell it to me so I could forever in my PC have the very first Derek Jeter auto that I pulled. It was out of Diamond Icons. It is not going to grade well. I scored this one. A 9.5 on the centering, 7 on the surface, 6 on the corners, 8 on the edges. So, that puts us at the 7.6 range. I would expect this to be somewhere around a 7. I wouldn't even be surprised with maybe even a 6, but I have it at 7.6. And 7. I don't care. I was grading this card no matter what. I wanted it encased. Honestly, at this point in time, I sent this like 3 months ago, but I wish I would have sent it to BGS. Hindsight. On to the next. But hey, so far we're, right around On par for what we were expecting. We have Dylan Cruz, Series 2 Black Mojo from the Silver Pack Auto. This is out of 10 on his rookie. This one had a 10 on the centering, 9 on the surface, 10 on the corners, 10 on the edges for a 9.8. That's a big boy. That's a big boy right there. We like that. This one will be going up for consignment as well, so check out our eBay. Links in the bio for that. This one was for Mr. Deal, so we'll be putting that one up. I know there's several of you guys that are chasing him right now, so you can hop on over and bid on that. That'll be starting today, starting this evening, being October 10th. Nice one there. On to the next. Fergie Jenkins, PC card for Mr. Torpedo. This is his Tribute Gold Auto out of 75. I scored this one as 10 on the centering, 8.5 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, and a 10 on the edge for a 9.5. So we're going to be in that 9-10 range. And we'll take it. 10-10. 10-10. Up next, Heston Kjerstad, Topps Inception Magenta patch auto out of 75. Rookie, of course, being Heston Kjerstad out of 2024 Topps Inception. This one scored a 9.5 on the centering, 10 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, and a 10 on the edge for a 9.8. And that'll do. That'll do. Another 10-10. We love it. And up next goes to a PC card for Mr. Drew. Johnny Bench, Chrome Black. Gold auto out of 50. This one I scored a 10 on the centering, 8.5 on the surface, 9 on the corners, 9.5 on the edge for a 9.3. So we're going to, expect to be in that 9 range. This one being a PC card for Drew. And 9 we get. Expected. So far, there's been a couple, but so far, consistency as far as PSA goes, I feel like has been good. Now, if they had a half grade for 9.5s, then they would be even more consistent. But they don't. So, no matter. Then we have Perdomo for Mr. Ted. This one as well will be going up for consignment. This is his Bowman First Chrome Auto. Centering is a 10. 9.5 on the surface, 9 on the corners, and 9.5 on the edge for a score of a 9.5. So we're in that 50-50 range. That'll do. Another 10-10. We love it. Then up next we have Jung-Hoo Lee on his Topps Inception Charged Particles Auto. We had one other Charged Particles Auto that graded really low. It was the Paul Skeens, and it really surprised me. I still don't know why. So hopefully this one can surprise us. We have a 10 on the centering for this one, a 10 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, and a 9.5 on the edge for an average score of 9.8. And okay. I don't know. Literally the exact same thing that happened on the other one as well. I don't know. Something about charged particles for PSA they don't like. I'm wondering if it's the centering that's throwing them off, if they're going off of like the actual particle spinning spindle thing instead of the nameplate down there at the bottom, which is what they should go off of, because that tells them how centered it really is. But they obviously have something wrong on their end because, and I don't know, some people are going to say, so you think it should be higher? But we've graded over 1,000 cards. We know what to look for. So yeah, I don't know what it is about charged particles, but that's 2 times now that has happened. Twice. I don't know. Weird. Up next, we have Luis Angel Acuna on his rookie blue Tribute Auto out of 150 for Mr. Costner. And this is a 9.5 on the centering, 9 surface, 10 corners, 9.5 edge for an average score of 9.5 and a 9. So I feel like we've been right around that 50-50-ish range on our 9.5s. PC card, though, for Costner. And, a nice little color match. And with Tribute choosing orange for the Mets accent color, because that's what it is, making that the blue auto, it's a beautiful color match because you get both the blue and orange stripes there. Love it. Would have loved a 10, but, we'll take it. Up next, we have Mason Wynn on his, actually, we're back-to-back. So Mason Wynn on his Topps Chrome Rookie from 2024, purple speckle auto out of 299. The first one is Zelrick's. The second one is Brian's. I scored the first one a little bit lower, but this one Zelrick wanted to send in for PC purposes. 10 on the centering, 9 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, and a 9 on the edge for a 9.4. And we'll take that 10. I think that might be, I definitely think that might be slightly generous, but We're not going to complain. And the same card, just a different number for Mr. Brian. I scored this one a 9.5 on the centering, 9 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, and a 10 on the edge for a 9.5. So just a 0.1 higher on my scoring. So we would hope it's that one. And there we go. That one gets a 10 as well. We'll take that. So I'm glad that both of those got 10s because, one was for Zelrick, the other one for Brian. We like it. Up next, we have Michael Hall Jr. for Zelrick on the Football Future Stars auto, orange out of 25. This one I scored a 9.5 on the centering, a 9 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, and a 9.5 on the edges for a 9.4. And that one gets an 8.5, which I guess is an option, being at the 9.4 range, I suppose. None of the things I scored a 10, so I guess that makes it even more of a likelihood. I actually, in a way, kind of, I guess, like that it was lower than a 9.5 I scored, and none of them got a 10, that, PSA didn't just drop all the way down to an 8, but gave it an 8.5. I guess we could say there's some consistency there. And up next, Pablo Guerrero, Vladdy Jr.'s one of his younger brothers. This one scored a 10 on the centering, 9 on the surface, 10 on the corners, 10 on the edges for a 9.8. And that will do. Expected. When I score something a 9.8, I will always expect it to get a 10 with PSA, except for the Jung-Hoo Lee, because I don't know why they don't like charged particles. I don't know. Up next, we have Roki Sasaki on his Bowman Chrome Rookie Auto. This one I scored a 9.5 on the centering, 9.5 on the surface, 10 on the corners, and a 9.5 on the edge for a 9.6. And that will do. That will very much do. And honestly, that's some good timing right there, because 3 months ago when we sent this, Roki was struggling, and now he is looking to be a very solid closer. I wonder if that's the plan to keep him there long-term or just through the postseason, but he's been doing excellent. So we will definitely take that 10-10. We love it. Up next, Shota Imanaga. Is this an... Oh, no, this is an immersion. I thought it was a charged particles for a second. I was getting scared. This is the, immersion auto, kind of like the Bobby Witt. Well, not kind of, exactly like the Bobby Witt. This one's out of 25. This one I scored a 9 on the centering, a 9 on the surface, 10 on the corners, and 10 on the edges for a 9.5. And that one's a 9. So what was the Bobby? Bobby was a 9.6. This one was a 9.5. Bobby gets a 10. Shota gets a 9. So can't complain. And, all right. Well, there's our grade. I don't know why the picture didn't come through. That one was the Travis Bazzana for Zelrick, Bowman's Best Refractor Auto. And that one I had scored a 10 on the centering, 10 on the surface, 9 on the corners, 8.5 on the edges for a 9.4. And it got a 10. I don't think it should have got a 10, but it got a 10. We'll take it. And last but not least, Tyler Locklear. Rookie Tribute Purple Auto out of 50. This one I scored a 9.5 on the corners, 8.5 on the surface, 9.5 on the corners, and a 10 on the edge for a 9.4. And that one gets a 10. So 2 9.4s back-to-back that got 10s. Well, there you have it. So what does that give us? Let me go through and calculate this real fast. Let's go through that. So the one that we had scored low, which was the Derek Jeter card of mine, that was for PC purposes, I scored it a 7.6 and it got a 7. So that one's accurate. Then the Johnny Bench was the lone 9.3. That one scored a 9. I'm happy with that. I mean, from a standpoint, now we're going into the consistency, I should say. The consistency of PSA from where, where we scored them. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 9.4s. 4 of them got 10s. We like it, and we also don't like it. Right? I don't like seeing cards that I score that way get 10s. I just don't think it's good for the long-term for grading, especially for the long-term value of PSA. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 9.5s. 3 of them got 10s. 4 of them got 9s. So we had a better gem rate on the cards we scored a 9.4 than we did a 9.5. 2 9.6s, both of those got 10s. We had 5 9.8s. 4 of those got 10s, and then the one that got a 7, the Jung-Hoo Lee, because it's the charged particles. Once again, like I said, I have no idea. I don't know why they hate those charged particles cards so much. The other one was the Paul Skeens rookie, which was frustrating. That one, let me go see. That one got a 6. What did I score that one to? Let me go look. That one I scored a 9.4. So, I mean, we were already kind of leaning slightly towards 9, but still, there's something they really are just off on the charged particles for some odd reason. I don't know, but there's our last submission. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on PSA's consistency? I honestly I didn't hate the consistency on this one. I think they did an all around much better job than I normally see. It's just the importance when we see 10s on things like 9.4s, 9.5, and 9.6, it just stresses the importance of me that PSA needs to have a 9.5. I don't even know if they could do it at this point because they have millions and millions of graded cards out there. So I don't know what that even looks like doing, but I just feel like they have to. I don't know why they don't. It's honestly silly. Whatever. I love you all. Until our next PSA reveal. Peace.